Oh, gosh.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay. Let's keep it PG.
Yep, we gotta keep it clean now. Okay, so basically, one of the things about this, and it's in the front of the book when you read it, is the delivery system on this is a lot, it goes a lot deeper into the skin than most products. So when you're doing a facial, most of it's absorbed, which is great. And the other thing is I think they might use some kind of nanoparticles, but they're smaller, so they go deeper into the base layer of the skin than your regular products.
Now, if I sat here, would that block your view? The tape?
Let's find out.
Okay. I'd
We'll
love
get
to be
this
able
slow, right?
to write here.
Okay, that makes sense. Might not too. All I have to do is look in there and say.
Okay. Maybe you could just angle it a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll just move my stool just a touch. I think it'll be good.
Okay.
Okay. So the first section of the book has the philosophy of the company. Then they have every single product, just like they do on the other products that we use right now. How does that camera look like it's on an angle? Do you mind looking, Jane, through that camera and just see if, I don't want this to not work.
I don't mind at all.
Do we all seem like we're?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yep, it's good.
Great. Oh, danger. Okay. So what I'm going to go over with you today is basically how to do the custom facial and what the products do. So the cleanse part of it is pretty simple. I found that there's only two cleanses that I really like, that I found that everybody likes to use more. One of them is for sensitive skin or any skin. But if you have red skin, sensitive skin, you're going to want to use cleanse. And same thing if somebody asked out front, what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
If it's sensitive skin, they're going to want the cleanse.
Okay.
And then this one is an enzyme cleanser. Smells really good. Hopefully it still does. Yeah, it has like a light orangey smell to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
This has always been my favorite cleanser. It's a nice exfoliating cleanser, great smell. Almost all skin types, except for very sensitive, you can use it.
Okay.
And if you did want to do two cleanses for somebody, if they need two cleanses, you can, alternate one of each when you're doing it. So cleanse and purify,
Okay.
real simple on that step.
Mm-hmm. Could you ever combine the two? If
Never.
you're short on time, like a 30-minute?
You mean to put them? I don't think it's necessary.
It's not necessary.
No, both
Okay.
cleanses are great.
Got
Like
it.
I used Purify for years, and then for some reason I became sensitive to it. So now I
Mhm.
use Cleanse, and I'll probably go back to Purify at one time. So they're
Okay.
both really good cleanses.
Okay. Got it.
Then the next step is going to be polish, and polish is a cranberry enzyme mask.
I like the names because they really tell you what they are, what they do.
Me too.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a no-brainer. You don't have
That's
to
like I
figure
was
it out.
telling you about not having to have a SKU actually,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just put them in the system as OSB back bar, and then what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name. It was so much easier.
Yeah.
This is your big wow factor when you use the polish on people. Usually everybody remarks on it because it's just got the coolest smell.
Oh, nice. So did you say that's enzyme?
It's an enzyme exfoliant.
Okay.
And instead of, like right now we're using scrubby stuff,
Right.
instead of that, because I'm not a fan of like gritty stuff as much, and this
Okay.
here takes the place of that. It works really good.
Okay.
So,
All skin?
yes and no. All skin
Yeah, the
except,
enzyme.
like I had a woman just now, her nose was bright red, her cheeks were bright red.
Mm-hmm.
I would have used a teeny weeny bit of this,
Mhm.
and that's when I would have mixed something up special for her. So let's just go regular skin. You're gonna use some of this. And infuse, which is an activating mist, is what you're gonna use with almost everything that you mix up for people. So when you, did I get you up?
No.
Okay. When you put the polish on, if I could get it open, that's nice. So that's
A mist,
Oop, oop, maybe I got it. Yay! Okay. So say I'm doing someone's skin, and I would say,
Come on.
oh, come on, don't be a broken punk.
Come on.
Let's not start with that. Really?
What?
Do you have the little packets that I gave you? Can you give me a polish and we'll deal with that afterwards? And I'll give you another polish out of the packets. Okay. This is going to. So you would do a little bit of polish on their face. And I automatically, before I even apply it on their face, I take a little bit of the infuse and I mix it together in my hand. But I'm doing it on the top of my hand right now.
Oh, okay.
So you-
mix the two
It gives you
together.
slip,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Okay.
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna massage this into their face
Mm-hmm.
until it dries and gets tacky.
Okay.
Then you're gonna take, and if you wanna smell it or anything, then you're gonna take a warm towel
That's nice.
and you're gonna wrap it around their face
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna let it sit. One thing you don't do with these products is you don't squeeze the towel. You know how a lot
You
of
don't
times
what?
squeeze the towel and press the towel onto their face like we do so often with towels?
Okay.
I don't know if you do that, probably.
Well, yeah.
Kind of press and make
a
it
little
feel good.
bit. Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Okay, the whole technique with this is let the towel sit until it starts to just begin to cool.
Okay.
Then you're gonna lift it up and you're gonna massage it in again. And you're probably gonna need more infuse. You're gonna just use this to keep your slip going for massaging.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna do this for 5 or 10 minutes, depending on your time frame. So usually one towel is enough, but if you really, have an hour and a half facial,
Mm-hmm.
you might wanna do 2 towels and do 10 or 15 minutes of this.
Okay.
The idea is you want to massage in as much of this as possible and remove very little at the end.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So that's a regular person with no problems, their skin's responding fine. Let's say you know somebody's a little bit sensitive. Then you're gonna play with your powder.
So it's exfoliating, but also diving into it's exfoliating. The enzyme is exfoliating.
Exfoliating and
Also
it's a
done.
mask.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very different philosophy than,
Yeah. And this is kind of thick. Is this the infused thickish?
Nope.
Oh, it's just like.
it's harmonized water
Oh,
basically
got it.
with some
Okay.
additional things.
Okay.
It helps to calm the skin, it helps to penetrate the products.
Mm-hmm.
It just works with everything.
Okay.
So we have powder additives to mix with things. So willow,
One more question.
Yep.
The wet towel is warm, or does
Yes.
it not? Yeah,
yes,
warm.
yeah, definitely warm. And when I'm doing Jane's, as I'm doing it, it will make, the technique, it'll make more sense too.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we have powder additives for a lot of different things. Willow is calming. So if I know that somebody is on the sensitive side and I don't want them to be red because I don't want to look at them red later on, I would take a little bit of willow in the scoop. I would take a full scoop probably of the willow, like that.
Look at that little scoop.
You
It's
need a
cute.
scoop.
It's a little mini.
And actually, we'll do a powder on Jane of a different kind because you're not sensitive at all. But I would take the willow. I want to get a little bit of a different kind of dish, but because these are a little big, I'd put a scoop of willow. Then I would put a squirt of the polish, and then I would put a little bit of infuse, and I would stir it all up with a spoon. And then that's what I would use for them,
And
if
this
they're
is,
sensitive.
oh, so this is, now what is the powder doing?
It's calming them down so that this is not making them go as red,
Okay. That's great.
if they were sensitive.
Okay, say again the process of what you would do. So you would take a scoop
I
of
take
that,
a scoop of this,
and then a squirt of that,
yeah,
and
and
mix
not a full, on any of these, not a full pump
Yeah.
all the way down.
Uh-huh,
And then some
Oh,
of this,
infuse.
and mix it,
okay,
Wow.
okay,
okay,
and then apply,
and then apply.
okay,
And then the same technique,
The towel.
massage it
okay.
for a
5
few
to 10.
minutes, and then put the towel, then massage it some more. And then if I had somebody, because every once in a while with this, it really works well, but some people unexpectedly will get a little bit of a red tinge. And if I get it all nervous about the fact that they might be going red,
Mhm.
then my next thing that I'll put on top of with that is the one very calming mask we have is a tropical mango.
Okay.
And I might choose at that point to add a little bit of that into the routine too, with the polish and the willow. After I've put it on the base,
Okay, that's
not
it.
into this bowl.
How long does it go on just like that? You don't put anything in there?
Feels like you could eat it.
That's what, that also people are like, you better have this one, they get all
So
excited
that goes
about
on
mango.
just like that? You
Yeah,
don't
you
add
don't-
anything to it?
No, you don't have to use it, but it's just keep in mind that these two things, mango and willow, are really, really good for calming skin down.
Okay. And then, so you leave it on as long as you would do a mask for? Like how long?
5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
You know, again, you can play with your timing on
Yeah,
this as you're
got
playing
it.
with it. It's not hard and fast, because sometimes you might have, you know, half an hour, sometimes you might have an hour and a half, so there's a lot of leeway.
Okay, yeah.
And there's one other calming mask too, which is actually called calming. And you can use this in addition to willow for calming.
And that's
down.
a powder.
And that's a powder to mix into things.
Okay.
So these are your 3 calming things: is willow, calming powder, and then the mango mask.
So what would you mix in the calming powder?
I might choose to use calming instead of willow with the polish, or I might mix it when I'm doing their
Okay.
mask, which will be coming up.
Okay.
Okay. And I think you'll find is when we demonstrate it, it's going to make a little more sense.
Yeah,
but
it's like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not gonna sell the mask retail.
we might. I was under a budget because
Yeah,
those
I know.
Revitafans are so expensive
Yeah.
that it didn't leave a lot of room to
Right,
get
right.
more retail.
So
which
we
I like
may
to.
sell the mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing, Diane, is I printed these up for each room, so this tells you what all the powder additives do that I'm talking about.
Okay, great.
So we have them on a separate sheet, so you don't have to
Uh-huh.
open the book.
Okay.
And this tells you what all the masks do.
Okay.
So that way you have a reference sheet that you can keep really easy
Uh-huh.
as you're doing things.
Okay. Do we have a copy for Lisa?
Well, because she's gonna be sharing one room or the other one, she
Oh, that's
came in,
right.
I
We don't
figured
need
we
Yeah.
just
Or we
leave
can
it
make
in
a
the room.
copy for her.
Yeah,
we
I
can- I
think it's
can-
good to have it.
Yeah, I can
She
run
takes
another
stuff
copy.
home. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a copy machine here? Because I have one home.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I thought we
That's what I
did.
thought.
we used to.
Oh,
I'll-
shoot.
And
I'll
plug
copy
out.
mine at home.
Oh,
and
thank
bring
you.
it in. You're
Okay,
welcome.
I mean, I can go to the front desk and make a copy, but
That's
we don't have.
I can walk to the corner of my bedroom.
Oh, well, okay, I'll let you do that.
This is a big bedroom. Okay. Okay, so at this point, you would do, when you're done with the polish, you do your extractions. And then do your massage. And I'm gonna say that you may or may not choose to do as much with massage with this, because this
Mhm.
facial has a ton of facial massage when you're
Yeah,
applying these products. So
it
already
does.
with the polish, you've been massaging them now off and on with the warm towels to
Right.
penetrate that.
Right.
So sometimes I haven't always done massage, sometimes I do.
Okay.
Okay.
So does it matter what you would use as the carrier oil or whatever for the massage? Like, does it matter?
I don't think it does.
Okay.
You know, as long as
Just
it's
really-
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, okay.
All right. And then we're gonna jump into how you do different masks. So before we do that, what I'd like you to do is just see the 5 different masks, and then there's one called Remedy too. And before I do this, I forgot I ordered this because this is cool to have too. If you have somebody that has real troubled skin, real red skin, something you really want to calm them down and give them a boost, this Remedy is really good for that. And this is another mask. I don't think I'd use it with the polish, but I would stay with this for adding to the polish step.
Okay.
But for the mask step, if you need some super duper stuff, this is
Well, let me ask you this, have you ever had anybody that has been just so uncomfortable with any of these products that they, like the enzyme stuff?
So once in a blue moon, you will get somebody that finds that this is a little too tingly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
if I see, and I don't want you to panic, if they get red,
Okay.
that's fairly normal with this sometimes.
Okay.
They might leave
Right.
the facial red for 15 minutes and
Okay.
they'll be fine.
Okay.
And it's one
That's
of the
good
things
to
that
know.
activates it. It's not a
Yeah,
scary
enzymes
thing.
do that,
Yeah. But if you find somebody is turning beet red in front of you when you apply it, a lot of times I would whip that off.
Uh-huh.
And I might make up something to calm them down, like maybe the Remedy or the mango
Some
or
calming. Okay.
something calming, which
Okay.
will
Got it.
have different options to do that.
Yeah.
It's extremely rare,
Okay.
but I can't say I've never had it happen with somebody that they just might not ever have taken care of their skin, use much
Right.
facial products, they're like a
Right.
real newbie, and I've noticed sometimes their skin goes, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Get a little red.
Yeah.
So this one's a mask? the
This is
Remedy?
also a
Oh,
mask,
okay.
yeah. So this is the Orange Zest. This is good for age spots,
I'm excited for that.
and it has high
It's a beautiful
vitamin
color.
C.
Nice.
Oh, that's
It's-
fresh.
It's revitalizing.
What's the name of
So
that?
this is Orange Zest.
Orange zest.
It is not something you're gonna use on sensitive skin. It's not really super active, but it is more of a stimulating mask.
And it has vitamin C, you said.
Vitamin C, really good for
Nice, okay.
anti-aging and sun damage and things like that.
Okay.
And again, that's on these little sheets and in the book to even a deeper explanation.
So are you gonna do a facial on Jane? Is that what
I'm gonna
you're
do a
saying?
mini facial, so each
Oh.
step will do.
Yes. Today?
Right? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, lucky you.
Because
Alright.
I think it's easier to put the two together, because
Okay.
all the talking and then,
Right.
when you see it done, it
Absolutely.
puts it together.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite. This is called Hydrolift. Fantastic anti-aging. It's not a super wow factor on smell,
Right.
but it works so well. Did you?
Sorry about that. Sanitize.
It's anti-aging. What
So-
was the orange zest?
It's
For the,
Not for sensitive skin.
revitalizing vitamin C.
okay.
Okay.
And Hydrolift is anti-aging.
Yeah, it's got sage, honey, passion flowers. It's great for the epidermis. No, wrong one. Not key. Wrong.
Hydrolift.
Hydrates, go
Hydrates,
back.
lifts and plumps.
Firming, lifts, plumps, yeah, hydrates.
Minimizes fine lines and wrinkles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is like, if somebody says, I want, I'm aging, I have lines, treat this is one of them that I love to use. Like,
Yeah.
if I had a facial, I'd want you to use this on.
Yeah, I get the
Alright.
firming a lot.
Yeah.
With people. Yeah.
That's one I go through a lot in the mango mask. Those are two of the ones we do.
Mhm.
This one has little pieces in it, so as good as it smells, the orange zest, it's a pain in the ass sometimes because it has little pieces that
They're hard to get off.
they can be, when you, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's certain times that it's nice to have.
Okay. So you said mango and Hydrolift are your two go-tos?
Yeah.
Okay. Star that.
Cucumber mint, antioxidant, and if someone's super dry and they really need to balance their skin and get some moisture, cucumber mint is really good and it smells
Oh
cool.
my god. That's probably the real color of
Right?
mango cucumber.
Yeah.
I just, wow. I'm sorry, what did you say that was good for?
It's really good if you need moisture, hydration, balancing the skin.
Okay. Nice, okay.
And hydrating herb is an herbal mask that's good with moisture also. And yeah, it's really another way to moisturize. I would probably go the cucumber mint on younger skin and the hydrating herb on older skin, just as a general.
Okay. And these are masks, these are all
These are
masks,
Yeah,
right?
I'll let you smell
Okay.
that, and I want to just check that camera because herb.
That's even nice.
Oh, yeah, it's so fresh, smelling.
Yeah, they.
And how much
Yes.
additive stuff do they put in here? Do they keep it low?
The ingredients.
Yeah, is it all like?
It's
like-
clean.
So you've got a pregnant woman and this is a line.
It's all good. Cancer, everything, all
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
important.
One of my whole reasons for working with this line is it is very clean, and the smells when they have them are pleasing, and they're
Not overpowering.
real essential oils, not fragrance oils and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So they have nice
Okay.
smells. And then the remedy.
Oh, that's thick.
And that's a mask as well.
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
remedy.
That's a lot of masks. Okay.
I got the full choice because you'll be working with it for the first time, and you, like when I worked at one of my spas, Diana, I worked with a Robin spa manager and a Diana esthetician as the main esthetician at my last job.
Oh.
Not my last job, before
We're
the one before
following
that.
you around.
So I just thought that was funny. But anyways, Diana at that job liked the hydrating herb, and that was her go-to. So I just figured I'd get them all because we'll use them and see which ones you like.
There's shea butter in that.
In the remedy.
Well, those are the
Yeah.
ingredients, licorice root, some
Yeah.
ingredient. Okay.
It's very repairing for irritated skin, and that's another
Okay.
reason why if somebody's like flaring up for some reason or have
Yeah.
it come in with that problem, remedy's good.
Okay.
Okay. So before you use your mask, the way that I like to do it is I'm going to make a mixture that's going to go on their face before the mask, and that's going to have a serum in it.
To push it in.
Powder. Yep.
Wow.
So the two basic serums that I use are Calm and Correct.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple again. Calm is just like the word calm. And so you'd want to use it for anybody that might be on the sensitive side, or if someone was even maybe pregnant or something like that, or if somebody uses a lot of Retin-A and they want to not have a heavy Retin-A type of thing. This has retinaldehyde in it. Retinaldehyde is a form of Retin-A that does not thin the skin. So it penetrates a little deeper and it doesn't thin the skin.
So you would use that on somebody that's pregnant, because I think retinol's no.
Retinol's no, yeah.
But
you can
that's
use it.
okay for a pregnant
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
No matter what level of pregnancy.
Yeah,
they would try-
no, they've never had a contraindication on
Wow.
pregnancy or
Okay.
cancer with these products.
Okay. All right.
And we can double check that with Gail when we meet with her, but I haven't worked with the line other than using it for 2 years since I left New England, so
Okay.
we never hurts to check on things, but no, there's never been a problem. Correct is regular skin, and Calm is calming.
Okay.
Eventually, I'd also like to get a back bar of Replenish, which we have samples of. It's an antioxidant serum, and I often like to put that into this mix too, but I didn't get it on this round, and we can do without it. So, let's say we're going to, before we mix up our little thing, we're going to look at all our powder additives.
How long have you worked with the line?
Probably about 16 years since 2008.
It makes me a little nervous because there's a lot to it. I just gotta simplify it
It's
when I
gonna-
first start out.
yeah.
Because I feel a little overwhelmed with all the products and all the steps.
You know,
Do you know what I mean?
when I first came here and you and I were going over everything, I felt the same way too. You know,
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
gonna.
thank you. And I got it, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll get it. It's
You'll
just
get it.
using it and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I'll start simple and yeah.
Two, three, four. 1, 2. Ah, 5. Okay. So these are your little powder additives. Hyaluronic acid adds moisture, and again, we should probably do this with the sheets. There it is. So hyaluronic acid delivers moisture, repairs, helps with collagen production.
Collagen. Nice. These are all sold retail? But some of them are not.
No powder
Oh,
additives.
no
all that
powders,
are.
but some of the
All
other
of this, yes.
polishes and, okay.
Yeah, the serum.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. We already talked about the calming powders, which could also be used in this step. You
Mhm.
might not have used them with the polish, but you might want to use them in this step, which is pre-mask.
Okay.
Vitamin C. We have pure vitamin C. Not for sensitive skin. Wouldn't recommend it. And then we have one that's good for blemish, which again, this is gonna probably last 100 years because
Okay.
it's not one, you don't run into that as much. Anti-aging, my go-to, and skin nutrition. So the anti-aging has CoQ10, beta-glucan, niacinamide. And then the skin nutrition has zinc oxide, copper glutamate. And see, as you sit down with these and read them, you'll find it makes sense. So to make it really simple, most of the time, I usually take my anti-aging and my skin nutrition when I'm making a mask. Like for Jane, that's what I would do. I would just take a scoop or a half a scoop, depending on how much I wanted to use and how much the facial was.
Okay.
You know, but I would just take a scoop of each of these and put it in my little bowl. And then I would take Correct for her, and I'd take not a whole pressed all the way, but a little bit of this,
Okay.
and then some of the Infuse. So it's the same basic theory of mixing that we did with the polish, except now we're doing it with a serum, which is going to help everything to penetrate for the mask.
Oh, and then mask will go on
And then
top
the
of
mask
that.
will go on top of it.
Oh, wow.
So what you want to do is you want to take all of these powders and serums, mix it up, the same thing you did with the polish, massage it onto the face, add a little more Infuse as you need more slip,
Okay.
and then after you massage for a few minutes, put that warm towel on their face,
Okay,
do not
yeah.
press, let it sit,
Yeah.
massage it in again.
Okay.
If there's still a lot left over, get more Infuse, maybe do another towel. So it'd be 1 or 2 towels depending on the length of
Yeah, I don't
time.
think you're gonna need to do massage because it's
No, you really don't.
they're getting it.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of it, and that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons their skin looks so good when they leave too, is you're
Yeah.
massaging it and you're not removing it. So
Yeah.
now you're gonna get it to the point where there's very little on the face, a lot of it has been absorbed.
Oh.
Okay, so then what you're gonna do, I like to at that point pick my mask.
So none of these products get removed. Does the
The
enzyme?
the enzyme one you will.
They do. Okay.
You're going
You're gonna wanna remove those.
Yeah, you wanna get as much in
polish.
as you can, but then at the very end, before you move forward, you wanna remove the polish.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay. So then, like with Jane, we might choose, if she liked a certain scent, we'd let her choose, but the Hydro Lift, we might wanna put that one. And so then I would apply that, and then I would, maybe take a little infuse and then make sure it's all nice on there. At
Okay.
that point, the other thing you could do is, you know how you use the gauze and you, I like to put the gauze and then I like to put a warm, a dry towel over it.
Okay. A
You
warm dry?
I like to put it in here and
Yeah.
then put it over it and I
Right.
clip it with my little clip.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I would leave that on her now and then I would do the neck shoulder massage or
Okay.
somehow with this, we're gonna have to figure out when we're putting those hand mitts on too.
Right.
Well, actually,
Well, how long does the mask stay on for?
it's up to you. You know,
10 minutes?
yeah.
If you have the time?
on the average, yeah.
Yeah, I would say then.
Well,
Do the mitts then?
that's getting towards the end of the facial though. So
Uh-huh.
if you did, I'm thinking if we did it at the polish step, because I never had that step the way we used to do it with the hands, but with the polish, you can just let it sit on their face.
Oh, okay.
So once you remove that wet towel, you
Right.
massage it in,
Uh-huh.
let it sit and go and do the
Okay.
hands.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the leeway to let these sit too and play with them. There's no reason you couldn't put it in that step, because they really need a little bit of time with the hand mitts on
Mm-hmm.
if you do it too much at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So you can add infuse to the mask,
yeah.
right?
You don't usually need to too much because it's gonna sit there, but when you finish up with that mask, like after it's been sitting on their face, say you do the neck shoulder massage,
Mhm.
you're gonna wanna do the warm towel again to get more penetration and more massage of that.
Okay. On the mask?
Yeah.
Okay. The warm towel, the warm wet towel?
Yeah.
Is it done once or twice with the mask?
It's up to you. Again, it
Okay.
gives you the leeway for the
Yeah,
timing.
right.
So one at least for every single step.
Okay.
You know, one for the polish, one for the serum mixture, and one for the mask,
Okay.
but usually I do more than that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I did auto replenish. Oh, good girl. All right.
I was just looking at that going.
Great. Is she high? Okay.
Oh, take what you're taking.
All right. What am I doing?
What is it?
Oh, it's.
It must be one of those
The
bubble
bubble
wrap.
wrap. That's hysterical.
All right. So replenish is cool. I love replenish. It's antioxidant serum. So just to make it more confusing, which it really won't be in the long run, when you're making up your mixture for the mask, you could use this replenish alone, you could use correct alone, you could use a tiny bit of both together.
Okay.
You can play with that depending, and when you read more about each one, you'll decide. Keep in mind that your calm and your corrector are vitamin A serum, retinaldehyde. They're your anti-aging serum, skin remodeling. Replenish is more of an antioxidant serum.
Okay. So any of those three could be added to the mask?
Yeah. And whatever one you don't use with the mask, if you only use one, at the end of the facial, before you put on the moisturizer, you can use it at that time.
Got it, okay. Calm and correct, okay.
So if I had sensitive skin person, I would probably just put calm in the mask,
Yeah.
and then at the end, I'd put replenish as their serum before the moisturizer.
And then you could use any of these as serums before the moisturizer as well, or?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you don't wanna give them so much serum that it's gonna be too much on the first time, but you'll get more of a hang of it when you see the amount and the
Okay.
feel and what, it kind of allows you to be a little scientist as far as you look at their skin and then you decide,
Mhm.
you know, I think they need a little more of this or they need this.
Okay.
And I didn't order eye treatment because we still have eye treatments, and again, it was a budget thing, so we'll get to that as some
Okay.
point. So the only thing left is we have Quench Moisturizer, same moisturizer for everybody, simple. And we have Protect, which is a sunscreen.
So Quench is for all skin?
Yep.
Now, she sent us the sample of Hydrate, I think.
So Hydrate is Quench, very similar to Quench.
Uh-huh.
And I like Hydrate, but I like Quench better, and I had to choose
Is it
one.
heavier, the Quench? Because I love heavy.
I find the Quench more moisturizing than Hydrate, which is the opposite of what the description says.
Really?
But I've bought Hydrate and used it for months, and I've bought Quench and used it for months, and I find the Quench is better. My
okay.
skin likes Quench better,
Okay.
and my skin is aging dry. You
Yeah.
know, if anything. So
What was the other one?
this
The
is
Quench?
this is the sunscreen,
Oh, Protect.
Yeah.
And you said,
and you could use it in lieu of the Quench too. It's pretty.
oh, you could just use it as the moisturizer. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Let me just-
Okay.
This is how you can try some on your hand and just get the feel of it. I mean, it's a little heavier because it's a sunscreen.
So, it's not overkill to do the moisturizer and Protect? It's
It would-
overkill.
It would be for some people.
Oh. Ay.
If you run, if someone runs dry, it wouldn't be. But you probably, if you're needing to, you'd have to play with that and see how
Okay.
it comes. Honestly, I did this in New England and North Carolina, and there's not a lot of sun there, so we didn't use sunscreen as much on our facials.
Okay.
It's perpetually gray. But this is also a little stickier, the Protect. So if somebody doesn't need a sunscreen, I like to use Quench. If somebody wanted that extra bit, or you know they're gonna take an afternoon hike or something, then you probably wanna put that on.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to do your facial with my thumbs not pumping.
This is gonna be great for us, I mean, I feel like selling the retail is gonna be easy if we just know
Yeah,
what's for, sensitive skin and what's for regular skin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all.
Yeah.
and this
we
even, gentle cleanser.
Yes.
So, it just says it right there, an
Right.
enzyme cleanser, enzymes are more apt to
Mhm.
regular skin.
Mm-hmm.
And those are pretty much the two we're gonna sell, cause they have another one called Deep Clean that it's underwhelming. And
Mhm.
nobody ever bought it anyway, so I find these keep it simple, so you've got your two cleansers, then you've got polish, which I don't think I've ever gotten it to come out yet, but we would like Jane to be able to use some. We're gonna let you use this. So then after your cleanse, you're gonna do your polish, and you have choices with just using it with the infuse, which is the watery stuff. Or you can add powder or mask if you need to calm it. If you don't need to calm it, there's really no reason that you need to do more than just the polish and the infuse,
Okay.
okay? So that's up to you. And then your next step, you've got your powders to play with, and you have your masks, and that's where you have all of the things in your room that I have here today, so you can sit with them, look at the descriptions, and have it go in your brain a little bit more, I think.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So, eventually we'll get the under eye product?
Yeah.
Eventually, and is there a lip product at all with this line or no?
They didn't, but let me check, cause they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have one.
I know, it would.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's lips are so parched.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, when they come
and I
here.
still have a bunch of containers of lip stuff in here.
Oh, old stuff?
Old stuff, which I
Oh.
thought was pretty good. I mean,
Oh.
I don't,
I just have the lip and eye craft in my room.
I've got this little guy,
Oh, right, yeah.
which I like, and
That's
then
nice.
I've got the raw.
Yeah, lip and eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's that one. I don't like the smell of that thing.
Yeah.
you don't.
It gets hard, the balls.
All the
get-
balls are.
And
in.
blend is such a mess to
Yeah.
work with, cause that happens with that too.
So, any questions about anything we just did? Because if you don't, I'm gonna turn off the film
No.
for right now. I'm gonna
Yeah,
set up and then
yeah.
we will turn it back on for the facial. Because it's